All right, you guys, here we go. Of course, it was only a matter of time before Austin McBroom publicly addressed Catherine's bombshell appearance on the Call Her Daddy podcast. And yes, he's bringing the kids into it, making them the centerpiece of his response, or should I say, non-response. While he claims he's avoiding a full rebuttal to protect their children, a lot of people online are calling him out. They're pointing out the clear hypocrisy here, saying, "Wait a minute, how are you going to talk about protecting your kids now? When you didn't he seem to concerned about them while you were out cheating on their mom?" And let me tell you, it's become a full-blown spectacle. So today, we're diving deep into everything that's been said, exposed, and hinted at in the fallout from Catherine's interview. This week, Catherine finally sat down on Call Her Daddy, and let me tell you, she did not hold back. She spilled some major tea about her life with Austin, their relationship, and all the behind-the-scenes messiness the public never saw. And she did it all with the kind of raw honesty that leaves nothing to the imagination. She opened up about the exact moment she found out Austin had been unfaithful to her. But that's not even the half of it. She went on to call him out for twisting the story specifically, for claiming she had given him permission to cheat during a rough patch in their marriage. Catherine made it absolutely clear that never happened. That narrative was completely fabricated by Austin as a way to soften the truth and justify his own behavior. She also addressed one of the most jaw-dropping rumors floating around the infamous Miami incident, which had previously been brought up by Cole Kerrigan. And guess what? Catherine confirmed it. She said those claims were actually true. Now, while she did shut down some of the more wild accusations like the ones about nannies being involved in cheating scandals because, according to her, they didn't even have nannies, she did confirm other disturbing facts. For instance, she admitted that Austin did, in fact, invite another woman to their Staples Center event. And even more, she called him out for lying about it publicly, especially since his own family had confirmed the incident to her privately. But that's still not all. Catherine took things even further by revealing that Austin made large, impactful financial decisions without her consent or knowledge. She described how hundreds of thousands of dollars would mysteriously disappear from their joint accounts, and she was completely in the dark about where that money went. Just imagine waking up to find that money gone and having no idea why or how. That's not just shady, that's terrifying. She spoke about how throughout the course of their relationship, she often felt like a performer in some elaborate circus act forced to play along with these over-the-top public displays of romance for the sake of YouTube views, while internally she was struggling with deep doubts about the authenticity of it all. Behind the camera, she was emotionally drained and disconnected, yet on screen, she had to smile and pretend everything was perfect. That's heartbreaking. And then, possibly one of the most disturbing revelations, Catherine shared that Austin had secretly recorded a private moment between them. Let that sink in. She said that he held on to this recording all this time and conveniently decided to release it right now, just as she's about to launch her book. In the video, she's heard telling him, "Hey, maybe don't post that video of yourself admitting you cheated. It's going to bring you a lot of backlash." Catherine explained that, in that moment, she was simply trying to protect him. She knew that video wouldn't go over well, and she didn't want him to get destroyed online. But what does Austin do? He takes that one moment where she is showing concern for him and he spins it to paint her as being inconsistent or even hypocritical. Like, "Oh look, she was trying to protect me then, and now she's airing me out? What's going on?" But Catherine addressed this directly. She said she had every right to try to shield him then and speak her truth now. It doesn't make her dishonest, it makes her human. She was trying to protect someone she cared about, even though he betrayed her. But now, she's done. She's telling her story, and part of that story includes the fact that he cheated, and that's on him. After Catherine's interview dropped, Austin jumped on Snapchat and posted what he's calling a non-response. He starts off saying he had planned to make a full, no-holds-barred rebuttal. In his own words, he said he was ready to drop an atomic bomb. He even got dressed up and bought a pink chair, yes, a pink chair for the occasion. But at the last minute, he says he pulled back. Why? Because of the kids. He says there is nothing in this world more important to him than protecting his children, and responding publicly would just add more fuel to the fire and hurt them. Now, sure, protecting your kids is always the right move, but people weren't buying what he was selling. Social media users were quick to point out that he wasn't exactly putting the kids first when he was being unfaithful for all those years. So now this sudden concern? It felt convenient, performative, like damage control disguised as paternal concern. And what's more, people started asking what exactly was he planning to say in this so-called bombshell response. What could he possibly add to the conversation that doesn't already make him look worse? At one point during his Snapchat monologue, he tried to say that he couldn't go over to Catherine's house to open birthday presents with their daughter, Elle, because of the fallout from the podcast. He said Elle called him that morning and asked if he'd come over so they could open presents as a family, but he couldn't do it. And again, people were like, why not? What was stopping you? The truth is, there was no legitimate reason he couldn't go except maybe the guilt or shame he didn't want to confront face to face. Even as he claims to take full accountability, people aren't convinced. Why? Because his actions don't line up. The Snapchat series ends abruptly, as if he lost steam or maybe just realized he wasn't making a strong case. He tried to say, I take full accountability for how we got here, but then immediately pivoted to cryptic messages and vague statements like get ready, surprises are coming, and just what people were left confused and honestly exhausted. The internet responded swiftly. One person said, I love when the person who actually caused the damage tries to make themselves the victim by blaming the person who exposed the truth. Another commented, this man wrecked his own family for lust. Was he thinking about his kids then? No. He's trying to convince himself and all of us with this weak narrative, and nobody is buying it. And then, of course, the classic narcissistic deflection came up. It's something we've seen time and time again. When a narcissist is confronted with proof hard, undeniable facts, they suddenly become deeply concerned about someone else's well-being. Oh, I would respond, but I'm worried it would hurt them. But that same concern was nowhere to be found when they were out doing the actual damage. It's not accountability, it's manipulation. Let's be real. If Catherine had said anything false, Austin would have been the first one to rush out a full-length rebuttal video, complete with receipts, timestamps, and a 45-minute rant. But instead, all we get is some vague emotional talk on Snapchat, sprinkled with shade and self-pity. He even went on livestream and responded to fans asking about the Call Her Daddy episode. He acted all chill, saying, good for her. I'm not going to judge how anyone makes their money. And everyone watching was like, what? This is the guy who cheated, gaslight, and humiliated his wife, and now he wants to play Switzerland? Come on. Also, that how they make their money comment was beyond backhanded. Let's not forget, Austin has been accused of scamming people multiple times over the years. So if there is anyone who shouldn't he be throwing shade about how others earn a living, it is him. Catherine is out here promoting her book, sharing her story, which she has every right to do. And honestly, her book wouldn't even exist if Austin had simply remained faithful. None of this would be happening if he had just made different choices. So to try and act like she's doing something wrong by speaking out, that's just deflection. People even went back and dug up old Ace Family videos, including one from 8 years ago when they first started their YouTube journey. And in that video, Austin casually admitted to low-key cheating on someone back in high school. And the way he described it, smirking, laughing, acting like it was nothing, was unsettling. He said something like, well, the relationship was basically over, so it doesn't really count. That's not growth. That's a pattern. And here's the thing, no one is shocked by the information Catherine shared. These were rumors for years. And now they're just being confirmed by someone who was actually there. Austin's reputation was already shaky at best. She's not ruining it, she's just telling the truth. And he clearly can't handle it. So, that's everything Austin has said or not said since Catherine's explosive podcast episode. I definitely want to hear what you guys think about all of this. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk about it. As always, I love you guys so much, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye, guys.